You pray, but deep inside you still feel empty, and that feeling confuses you more than anything else, because you are doing what you were told to do. You are seeking God. You are trying to stay faithful. You are saying the words, but something inside of you feels distant, quiet, almost numb. It makes you question yourself. It makes you wonder if your prayers are even being heard, or if something is wrong with you. You don't talk about it much because you don't want to seem ungrateful or weak. So you keep it inside, pretending everything is fine, while carrying that emptiness in silence. But listen carefully. This feeling does not mean that God has left you. It does not mean your faith is broken, and it definitely does not mean your prayers are useless. There is a deeper reason behind this. Something you need to understand before everything starts to change. The emptiness you feel is not always the absence of God. Sometimes it is the exposure of everything you have been filling your life with that is not truly satisfying your soul. You have been trying to find peace in things that were never designed to give it. Distractions, routines, people, expectations, all of it can temporarily occupy your mind, but none of it can fulfill what your spirit is actually searching for. So when you finally slow down, when you finally sit in silence after praying, that emptiness becomes louder. Not because God is not there, but because everything else you relied on is no longer enough. And that moment can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like something is missing. But in reality, something is being revealed. You are starting to see the difference between what fills your time and what truly fills your soul. You expected prayer to instantly remove the weight you feel. You thought that once you started praying more, everything inside of you would feel lighter, clearer, and more peaceful. But what you are experiencing instead is different. The more you pray, the more aware you become of what is happening inside of you. Things you ignored before are now coming to the surface. Thoughts you avoided are now impossible to silence. Emotions you buried are now demanding your attention. And that can feel overwhelming. It can make you think that something is going wrong. But what if this is actually part of the process? What if prayer is not just about comfort, but also about exposure? God is not only listening to you, He is also revealing you to yourself. And before healing can happen, awareness has to come first. There are areas in your life that God is trying to reach, but you have been guarding them without even realizing it. You pray, but only from the surface. You say the right words, but there are deeper parts of your heart that you keep closed, either out of fear, pain, or habit. And as long as those areas remain untouched, the emptiness will remain as well. Because real connection requires honesty, not perfection. Not performance, just honesty. God already knows what you feel, what you think, and what you are going through, but He is waiting for you to open those hidden parts willingly. The emptiness is not there to punish you. It is there to invite you deeper. It is a signal that there is more between you and God than what you have been experiencing so far. Sometimes you don't feel anything after praying because you are expecting a feeling instead of building a relationship. Feelings come and go. They change depending on your mood, your energy, your circumstances. But a real relationship is not sustained by feelings alone. It is built on trust, consistency, and presence. There will be days where you feel connected, and there will be days where you feel nothing at all. That does not mean the connection is gone. It means you are being invited to go beyond emotion. Faith is not proven when you feel something. It is proven when you continue even when you feel nothing. And that is where most people give up. But if you stay, if you remain consistent, if you keep showing up even in the silence, something deeper begins to form. Something that is not dependent on how you feel in the moment. What you are feeling right now is a transition. You are moving from a surface-level connection to something deeper, something more real. And transitions are never comfortable. When something shallow begins to break, it leaves space behind, and that space can feel like emptiness. But it is not emptiness in the way you think. It is space being created for something greater. You are unlearning patterns, expectations, and habits that kept your relationship with God limited. And as those layers fall away, there is a moment where you don't yet feel the depth that is coming, but you also no longer feel satisfied with what used to be enough. That in-between place is where you are right now. And it can feel confusing, it can feel lonely, but it is necessary, because you cannot step into something deeper while holding on to what was shallow. There are also things in your life that have been quietly draining you, and you may not have fully recognized their impact yet. Certain environments, conversations, habits, and even relationships can slowly take your energy, your peace, and your focus without you noticing it in the moment. And when you finally stop and pray, instead of feeling full, you feel the weight of everything that has been draining you. It's like your soul is finally catching up with what your life has been carrying. That is why the emptiness feels stronger after you pray. Not because prayer failed, but because it revealed what has been affecting you all along. And now that you are aware, you have a choice. You can continue in the same patterns, or you can start making changes that protect your peace and realign your life with what truly matters. You don't need to force yourself to feel something in order to prove that your prayer worked. That pressure only creates frustration and distance. Instead, allow yourself to be present, even in the silence. Sit with it, breathe in it. Let the quiet moments exist without trying to control them. Because sometimes the most powerful connection with God happens when there are no words, no emotions, no expectations, just presence. And in that presence, something subtle begins to change. Not always in a dramatic way, not always in a way you can immediately explain, but in a way that slowly reshapes how you think, how you respond, and how you see your life. The emptiness you feel right now is not permanent. It is part of a process that is leading you into something more stable, more grounded, and more real than what you've experienced before. One day you will look back at this season and realize that it was not a season of distance, but a season of transformation. What felt like emptiness was actually the breaking of what no longer served you. What felt like silence was actually space being created for a deeper connection. And what felt like confusion was actually the beginning of clarity forming within you. You will understand that God was not far from you. He was closer than ever, working in ways that did not depend on your feelings. And that realization will change how you approach your faith forever. You will no longer rely on moments of emotion to feel connected. You will carry a steady awareness that He is with you, even when everything feels quiet. And that kind of connection cannot be shaken easily. God is saying to you right now, don't walk away just because you don't feel something. Stay, even in the silence, even in the emptiness. Stay, because what you are building in this moment is deeper than emotion. It is real faith, and real faith will carry you through seasons where feelings cannot. If this message spoke to you, don't ignore it. This is not a coincidence. Take a moment and acknowledge what you've been feeling. You are not alone in this. Comment, "I will stay," if you choose to keep going, even when it's hard. And if you know someone who feels this way but doesn't talk about it, share this message with them. Sometimes the words we don't say are the ones we need to hear the most. Stay strong, stay present. God is closer than you think, even now.